refreshes. YouTube always does this. I don't know why. Because I just want to be sure I'm live on here first. Okay. Looks like we are live, and then let me go and record.
Recording in progress.
There you go. All right. Looks like we are live. Welcome, everyone, to the 54th episode of Gotta Spotlight with Liaserenityrose. I am your host, Leah. And of course, my guest of honor today is the fantastic and amazing HMK.
Hello, hello. That was great. I am honored. I am so happy to be here. I apologize for the big delay, but it's so nice to finally be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself, HMK?
All right, no problem. So, hey everyone, I'm HMK. I do a lot of video game content creation in terms of YouTube, in terms of Twitch, social media, all that good jazz. And I mostly primarily focus on The Legend of Zelda, Kingdom Hearts, Super Smash Brothers, and pretty much almost everything under the umbrellas of Nintendo and Square Enix. But of course, I play a ton of other games, but those are like my main fortes and focuses. I love doing video game theories. I love bringing out the hype in people in terms of creating conversation, making people think, and just having an all around good time and just making everyone remember why they fell in love with video games in the first place.
Awesome. Yeah, like I've been a huge fan of your content,
Oh, thank
HMK.
you so much.
And getting to have you here as a guest on my podcast is just it's just surreal. I'm trying to keep my fangirling to a
That's
low
cool.
level.
We're just having a conversation. Like go for it.
All right, but let's get started, shall we?
All right, no problem. Let's do it.
All right. So here's my first question for you, HMK. Like, tell us how you got into content creation.
Oh, that is a loaded question that's gonna have like a whole like beginning, middle, and end. So way back when, like years ago, because I've been doing content creation for a good minute. And way back when I used to work at, if everyone remembers this, Blockbuster. And while I was working Blockbuster, a lot of people would come and they would ask me like, "What's your favorite?" Because I was in charge of the action section, the horror section, and the video game section. And constantly people would come and ask me, "I was like, oh, what's your favorite game? What's something you recommend?" And then after giving recommendations every now and again, I would always have people come and ask for me specifically, right? And then thankfully that got me a lot more shifts, and that gave me a lot of confidence in order to like think about the idea of, oh, why not like do this like in YouTube and whatnot. Because before that, I was always a lifelong gamer, right? I was brought up on video games. I grew up on Nintendo. I grew up on Square Enix. I grew up on Sega, Capcom, all that stuff. I've been playing video games as long as I can remember, and getting that amount of confidence from like working retail, Blockbuster and whatnot. And then I was also like a big fan of wrestling growing up, so I always had that kind of idea of like projecting you're like talking on the mic, projecting yourself. And I always would take speaking classes and whatnot. So like it was like basically like a combination of like so many things growing up that really got me into the idea of like, okay, let me try this. And then something finally clicked after working Blockbuster, after going through high school, college stuff, where one of my favorite content creators ever, Angry Joe, I think of it as one of the biggest inspirations. Of course, I have a lot of inspirations when it comes to content creators. I have Angry Joe, I have Ego Raptor, Aaron Hansen, Yuri of Wind, and then something just clicked in my head when I was watching an Angry Joe video where I'm like, okay, if he can do it, then why can't I? Right? And then
Mhm.
I just went with it. I just went into it. I started like streaming small. I bought a camera. I started doing videos and interviews and whatnot, going to whatever like geek culture events that I can find. And then I just decided to tackle one of my greatest loves in terms of specific content video because like the way my YouTube started was through Yu-Gi-Oh deck building and then doing interviews, going to conventions and whatnot. But then when I decided to focus on a specific video game, I made this video years ago called Top 10 Kingdom Hearts Characters, right? And
Hmm.
that video, that was back in the day where YouTube functioned, where the most popular version of a video would be labeled as the official video, even though it's not really official. But that's how YouTube ran itself years ago. And that video just like took off, and it became the official top 10 Kingdom Hearts characters video on YouTube. And then I just decided to keep hitting the iron while it was hot, and I just went on and on making more Kingdom Hearts videos, making more Zelda videos, dealing with theories, dealing with top tens, and eventually, like the perseverance through that caught on. I was able to grow a community, a fan base, and the rest is history. So that's pretty much how I got into the whole mess of things.
Wow, that is, I always love listening to how people get started because everyone has like their own story. And I do agree with you. YouTube was way different back in the day.
Oh yeah.
It was a
Does
whole
anyone here
different
remember
ballpark.
the 301 plus view counter?
Oh my gosh, yes. I
Right?
remember I remember that. Yeah.
Hmm.
I was in the early days of YouTube and I remember YouTube used to have messaging
Oh
that
yeah. Oh, I have a funny story about that too. But yeah, YouTube messaging was crazy.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I see a question by Delius the Wolf. What was your favorite announcement from the recent state of play? Ooh.
Ooh, the recent state of play, a lot of us were like really, really considering like hoping for Kingdom Hearts. But my favorite announcement is very tough because the thing I liked a lot, like I really liked that show. The recent state of play that happened was really, really good in my opinion. Like there was only one spot where it was like I kind of rolled my eyes and that was like the marathon segment. But other than that, there's like a lot going. I think like for what it means to gaming, I honestly think my favorite part of the state of play was the Konami section, where Konami just woke up, right? They were like,
Yeah.
oh, y'all remember us making games? Oh, you forgot? Okay, here goes, Metal Gear Solid Master Collection 2. We finally had Metal Gear Solid 4 like released from the PS3 jail. Then we get a new Castlevania, the first time in like over 20 years. We get a new Silent Hill, like after Silent Hill F just came out, and then an awesome looking brand new RPG. And that was really cool. Like other aspects I really liked was Dead or Alive finally coming back, and then the God of War remake trilogy announcement. But I guess those were like my favorite points for those.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yeah. Like, I was watching this with a few of my friends and we were talking about, wow, Konami was just like coming in
Mm-hmm.
guns blazing, you know? Like they're like, yeah, you remember us? Yeah, we remember us,
Yeah.
the game company. We're gonna release this, we're gonna
Like
release
no more
this.
pachinko machines. We're making games now, like we were
Yeah.
supposed to. Mhm.
It was just like one announcement after another, and we're like, wait, is this another Konami game? Like we were
Mhm.
surprised. We were not expecting a barrage of like games coming from Konami from that recent state of play. It was
It was
just,
really, really nice.
yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. Ooh, okay. Here's my next question for you, HMK. Like, I'm very curious, how did you come up with your username? This I really want to
Oh,
know.
okay. That my username, like HMK, they're just letters. They are an abbreviation of something that I got in high school that just stuck, and that's it. Like, like they don't really mean anything. So a lot of people are like, "Oh, what's the secret? What's the secret?" And I'm like, there really isn't a secret. It's just name like three letters I got, and then I made it my own. And then, since it's like three simple letters,